All right, boys and girls, we're here at the trailhead. Got my brother-in-law's truck. He's working on my truck today. And I am loaded up with a backpack. My goal is to get up to a place that we've hunted quite a bit. I'm loaded up with a backpack, ready to do my favorite kind of hunting, which is in the mountain. It's like high 30s right now, and it rained. It's about off all night long. And so it looks like for the weekend, it's going to be probably reach into the 50s today, which is going to be extremely warm. And then we're going to go into, in the 30s tonight and get more rain. So it's going to be really cold rain. So I brought firewood. I brought a whole dry bag worth of firewood because I had the stove with me. And then I got water too because there's no water on top of the mountain. So all that being said, we have a couple mile hike to get up to the top of the mountain. And of course I'll be glassing along the way, and hopefully maybe we can kill before we even start. I don't know. Anyway, pretty excited about it. So I will see you guys. I'm saying I'm getting desperate, but we are kind of like 2 weeks out before the end of the season. And of course I've left like the lowland where my farm is and like a very high density deer population to come up here where there's really not a whole lot of deer, but the kind of hunting I really enjoy doing. So anyway, we're gonna make one last stab of it for the season before season goes out. Well, the old storm came in. I threw up the shelter. I'm actually about 100 yards away from where I really wanted to be, but it's gonna have to do. Because I didn't really bring a whole lot of foul weather gear. I mean, I brought a jacket, but it's also an insulated jacket, so it's really hot. Probably around 50 right now. So. All right, home sweet home. The tent all set up. That's my firewood I brought in. Pretty heavy. I think I'll do that again. Got my gun trying to dry out. Jacket. Everything else. Alright, so a pretty good rainstorm, but then it looks like the sun came out for a minute. And then boom, it's back in the cloud cover. So what I'm gonna do is get my backpack ready. And then I'm setting up about 500 yards off of like where I've jumped here in the past. So I'm trying to be real quiet. Hopefully the rain covered it up pretty well. So I had a couple mile hike to get up here. I'm essentially up on the ridge. I'm right off of it's a big mountain. I'm like on a secondary ridge. Pretty far off, but when we hunted here a couple weeks ago and we killed a nice deer, came in from top and I walked all the way through it. And up top, man, it was just covered in tracks. And up top, as I was coming through, I was following what I thought might have been a game trail, but then I kind of realized that it was actually people. Like, it was just heavily used up there. A lot of sign though. So, but I've jumped deer multiple times. I'm probably a mile away from the top. And then about a mile and a half away from the parking lot. I'm kind of right in the middle. You won't be able to see it, but there's a lake way down in the bottom and some grass and stuff. So I'm assuming they kind of feed there, come up here in bed. So I'm gonna wander on up here and hunt the rest of the day and see what I can come up with. Oh yeah, last thing, as I mentioned, this is like a last hurrah before season goes out. So I can't promise you any big bucks, but if it has antlers, I say that all the time. Who knows? I might pass them. It's gonna have to. No, if it has antlers, it's probably gonna die. So we'll see. Well, I guess I lied. There was a little spike in that group. It maybe like 1-inch spikes. I didn't walk all this way to get a little spike. I was just looking for some decent horns. Nothing. We continue. I'm gonna let them, so they're going over a saddle right now. So I'm just gonna let them go on. And I'm trying to sneak by them. We've only gone maybe 300 or 400 yards in the last hour. So at this rate, it's gonna be a little while. But this is essentially where I've jumped them deer in the past, so I might just sit on the saddle the rest of the day. I don't know. We'll see. So I guess I'm gonna make my stand here for a little while. Because it's 6 or whatever. The doe group just moved through. It's really, so you got the main mountain and a nice saddle, real big saddle, and then it goes back up, and then I'm camped on the other side. I want to walk, but we've killed a nice deer down there, jumped a pile of deer down here. That's how I found the spot originally, and then I just had all them does come through. It's like, I've never jumped deer anywhere else on this mountain except right here. But I just know the mountains, you can hunt for a long time and not see anything. So first things first, I'm gonna have a cup of coffee. We're gonna give these a try. Carnivore snacks, brisket. Only 2 ingredients, beef and salt. So unlike beef jerky, they keep the fat, so you gotta eat it within like 3 days or put it in the refrigerator because fat doesn't store very well. Well, I decided I'm gonna keep walking and drive all the way up here and then hike all the way up here just to sit on a saddle for 5 hours until dark. What I think I'm gonna do, I'm gonna check a couple of these secondary ridges, both sides of the mountain, and just be real quiet. And then tomorrow morning, at first light, I'll be sitting on the saddle, watching it for a couple of hours, drink my cup of coffee, whatever, and then back up camp and head home. So I think that'll be the plan tomorrow. Next weekend is doe day here, so maybe come back, maybe not, who knows. I just found 2 more deer. One's a doe, one's bigger, but I can't see because he's behind a tree, or she. Fingers crossed it's a buck. Well, that was 2 more does. Doe and fawn. And I don't know if you could hear that, but they caught me. They're blown. Well, that sucks. About 2 hours before dark. So I think I'm gonna backtrack and go sit on that saddle the rest of the night. All right, boys and girls, I guess this is where we're gonna make our last stand. There's a lot of sign here in the saddle. My hope is they're feeding down that field. and they're using this as a main corridor to get down there. The real reason why I'm doing most of this, though, is because we got Idaho elk tags, and I just need to be in like the best shape of my life. I'm down 12 pounds so far. Got the tag about almost 3 weeks ago. Down like 12 pounds. Didn't check it this morning because I left too early, but maybe a little bit more. And yeah, dude, just super excited about that. Definitely cannot wait to be back out west. As much as I love hunting Virginia, and that's why I come up here, because this is the closest thing we have to like Western style hunting. I got a backpack, I have game bags, I have a tent, bag food. I just love it, man. And these mountains, they're steep little bastards. They're not that fun to hunt, but I can just work for it. It's like one of the most gratifying kind of hunting thing. I'd much rather come up here and see does like that and not shoot anything, but put the sneak on them and, get within range, see them before they see me, than sit on my food plots at home. Like, don't get me wrong, that's fun, but like, it's just not the style of hunting I like anymore. So anyway, we'll be going out for Idaho 2025, and so I'm just starting to look at gear, and the biggest thing is getting like super top shape, because the unit we drew is not a fun one. It's some of the hardest terrain in like the lower 48. So it's just gonna be pretty rough. So my goal is to go in that hunt around 200 pounds, which is like the lowest I've been since middle school. Currently sitting at like 273 or something like that right now. I'll take any recommendations you guys have on gear for my upcoming trip. It is rifle hunt, and it is October, so it shouldn't be too bad. All right, man, I don't know what happened there. It got the last light and a couple does kept moving in. There's 4 of them total. And then all of a sudden, the smallest one out of the back just took off running. I don't know if she caught by wind or what was the case. Wasn't moving, and no one blew. So I don't know if something was pushing it or what. Another opportunity to kill doe. It's loaded with them. I'd like to be here, opening day of rifle season, or maybe muzzleloader. Seems to be a good amount of deer, so at least does. I've seen some bucks on though too, so they're in here. But I think I'm gonna be out there first morning or first light, and because that saddle seems to be doing pretty good. I mean, that's what I jumped a couple deer down in a different bottom, but that saddle I've seen, I think it was like 6 or 7 the first time, and then that was 4. So I mean, it's definitely producing pretty well. I want to apologize, I don't have my lantern kind of messed up there. Leaderturn's gone with me on every backpacking trip for 5 years now. Forgot that sucker away. See what we got to eat tonight. Doubt you're gonna be able to see it. It's sitting in my container for a while and I just haven't used it. Chicken coconut curry. And then I have some tuna fish I'm gonna add into it too. Dude, what do you guys think about them coyotes? I've never heard a coyote make that kind of noise. I'll have to go back and watch that again. Definitely made a noise that I have never heard a coyote make. It was like a, I don't know, it almost sounded like a, it's gonna sound weird, but like a GPS tracker. You know, like an antenna if you point it at the GPS tracker. That's what it sounded like. It was weird. Never heard that one before. What I like about these peaks so much is they only draw, the most I've seen is like 12 ounces, but most of the time it's 8 ounces, 6 ounces of water. So in this case, versus those mountain houses where you had to put like 2 cups in, 16 ounces. This one takes 10 and a half, 8, 12, 10. So it looks like it's calling for a little bit, by a little bit, I mean a good amount of rain tonight. Always fun. I can smell the coconut. The curry. All right, let that bad boy sit for 10 minutes. So I'm gonna take one bite. See that? Chicken curry. It's got a big old carrot. Not bad. Carrot could take a little bit longer. I just turned this into cooking, baby. But I did have to bring firewood in. Good news is it's a really good fire day. So, hopefully it burns a lot longer. All right. Well, it's the next morning. It's like 6:30 right now. Sunrise, I think, it's 7:28, so I'm getting pretty close. I'm just warming up some coffee. I don't know if you can hear that, but it's raining pretty good. Okay. I'm just gonna wake up and warm up a little bit. Drink some coffee. All right, well, it's still raining pretty good, and I think I'm just gonna head out. It's now daylight. It's now 7:30, so it's legal shooting light, and it's still raining, but it's either get wet or go home. So let's see. You gotta be joking, man. Another doe. Man, these deer like ghosts sometimes. I saw movement out of my eye. But I was looking at it like, oh, that was just a branch that was moving. And then I put my binoculars up, and sure enough, it was a doe. Real gray. Single deer by itself, that I could tell. Hopefully there wasn't a bucking trail. We'll sit here. As you can see, clouds are moving in. So it's pretty patchy. It's starting to rain now. The wind's really picking up too. It's really starting to rain now, and the wind's picking up as well. I was really hoping that my tent could dry out before I pack it out, but it doesn't look like that's gonna happen. So what I think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna be here for another 15, 20 minutes, 2 hours sitting here. Get the tent down this ridge a little bit. I'm gonna be on it back towards the truck. So we'll see. But, see if I can pick up any sign there. Pull over. Found a good game trail a couple weeks ago that kind of led me back to the area that we're going. So, well, boys and girls, that wind is howling. The rain is coming down. I think that's going to end it for this trip. Thanks for anybody that watched this thing. Obviously, the goal was to get a big buck down on the ground, but I'm happy that I saw some deer at least. Well, anyway, thanks again for watching. I'll see you on the next adventure.